Hello, hello, and welcome back. I'm Claire. This is Purple Poppy, and today I'm working on another one of the lovely Amanda's freebie papers for the mixed media. We've got this lovely springtime pixie girl, this lovely sort of pixie photo frame, and some words, and this lovely background paper. So I'm going to work in my little black book again. It makes it sound like it should be full of phone numbers, doesn't it? Right, so let's have a look. This is our first page. Now, before I go any further, I was watching Mags Woodcock the other day, and she showed a very, very clever trick. If you don't follow her and you don't know this, if you take your scissors between the two coils, lift your page up first to make sure it's only one page, you can actually snip between the coils all the way along, and that will enable you to remove the page from your book. As I say, not my idea, got this from Mags. And then when you've finished your page and it's all nice and dry, see, you can just remove it gently like that. Like flat, probably be easier. See? And then when you're finished, you can just pop it back in. So if you didn't know that, there's a, I think, really handy little tip. So we don't have to worry about damaging the rest of our book in any shape, form or description. Okay, so we're going this way, and I'm feeling that because the little pixie is looking off to the right, we can afford to put her on the left because she's looking that way, isn't she? So I think I'm going to start my background papers from this side because I like the amount of greenery we've got here. And I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take my tear ruler, I'm going to line it up with a perforation on my page. So we're going to tear it there. We've got this for another day. Okay. And then I want to create like a frame. So put my ruler back down, and I'm going to tear like this. So I'm basically tearing myself a frame. Where did we go to? About there. Come down again to about there, and then back round again. So we've got this like window. That's what I'm going for today. Line it up and tear it off. I'm not worried this butterfly's upside down because it's obviously they're, you know, twisted and turned by Amanda. We've got all these lovely little pieces. I mean, that would make a great journaling card or whatever. And then I think she is going to sit on there. So we'll fussy cut her out first of all. Do it very roughly and then come back and do it a little bit cleaner. So how are you all? What have you been up to? It's been quite busy here. I had a birthday at the weekend, so I'm afraid there was no Sunday stitching because I was busy celebrating. And I've been very naughty because it's basically been a week-long birthday. And it's not over yet because I've got more birthday celebrations tomorrow. So yeah, I'm milking it for all I can. I think, you know, you get to my age, you're entitled to get more than one day out of it. So yeah, so there was no Sunday video. I'm actually filming this, as it were, live Tuesday morning, ready for Tuesday's video. So this video, you'll appreciate, is coming up a little bit later today because, well, it's just been a bit crazy and I've been having great fun. So I'm sure you won't tell me off too much. I've got a new phone, so I don't even know yet if I'm properly on camera. It's in the same position it's always been in, but this phone's got a slightly bigger screen, so I'm hoping that means we're covering a slightly larger area of the desk. You know, it's like you get a new phone, it's all like you suddenly become like a child who doesn't know what they're doing. It's all fingers and thumbs because every make works marginally differently and you got to sort of get to grips with it. And I only got it yesterday, so you know, this really is brand new trial and error today. We'll see what happens. Oh dear. But if you've been here a while, you're used to me being off screen, upside down, back to front. I've given it all to you over the years. So, and of course we're into March now, so there's a new treasured page swap. So that's started and underway. There's a new Kate in the Nest pouch. And of course there is also a new panel for the Just Because quilt. Not to mention the 100-day project that's running in the background. And I've just also now been introduced to two other things. One, the March Mass Make, or Mass Make March. And also the lovely Annie over at Arty Farty Annie has announced the Arty Farty Hearty swap this time. So this time we're all swapping hearts. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Definitely going to be busy for the month of March. But it's good. Being busy keeps us out of trouble. And if you're a bit of a craft and frolic like I am, there's nothing better than loads of craft projects to work on. So we've got this lady cut out. Now I did forget that last time I said I should have printed it two to a page, because remember I had to cut that flower right down because it was too big. And I've almost got the same problem with this little pixie girl, haven't I? But I think it's gonna be okay. Is it bad? I'm now thinking that looks but then she covers that up, so she's not going in there, is she? Right, I think what we're going to do is, first things first, we're going to get some green on here, because it is basically green and gold, isn't it? So intense blocks are coming out. We're going to use some limey green gold. I'm just looking at these papers. So we're going to use this limey green gold. We're going to use this sort of goldy green. It's almost like these colour card matches, aren't they? We're going to use some of this, and we get, no, that's too bright. We're going to use some of this one. Okay, so we need some water and a paintbrush. Get rid of that stuff. Pop all that there. So paintbrush, I think we'll go for a nice big watery paintbrush. Going to get some water in my very mucky palette. It's time really to throw it away. I dropped it when I was washing it the other day, look, and the end's all gone like a lovely scalloped flower. So let's start with some of this limey yellow colour, and we're just gonna, oh look, how fabulous is that? Just gonna get some of that in. and spread it nice with some water. Get that going on. I'm not going right to the end because obviously that's where our paper's going. And then we're going to have some of this gold. I'm trying to go in the colour courses, yeah, so lightest through to dark. Okay, pop that back in the tray, and then I think this is the next lightest, which is this greeny colour. I'm just going to run this across this corner and follow it down and come round here like this. And I want a little bit of it through here because that's where there's a bit of a gap behind her, isn't it? Okay, and then some of the very darker green, although it's a different sort of tone, so it's quite brighter, bringing that through. I mean, I'm no artist, I've said this many times before, but I'm just having fun, I'm enjoying playing. There we go. Now, how are we looking now that we've got some colour on that page? If we offer this up there, yeah, I think that's quite a good colour. And then if she's going to sit on there, it just gives us a bit of the colour. Okay, so we set that over to dry for a minute. I want to run round her, and I think I'm going to run round her in this green, just round the edge, like this. And then I'm going to try and run that wet paintbrush round so that we just pick up a bit more of that colour, and then she should meld into our background. I mean, this is just the same sort of thing that you would normally do with an ink pad. Taking most of the water off because obviously it's a inkjet print, and I don't want, look at that, see, just pick up that colour around the edge. I like it. Is it easier if we do it with the actual paint? See, I don't want too much on there, that's the thing. No, I think actually that's going to work. I did think it would be easier to run the stick and the water, but I'm just basically aging it back and getting rid of some of that white edge again. I could have obviously trimmed it closer, but it didn't seem necessary, and obviously that would take a little bit more of your time. So just keep dabbing me damp brush onto that Inktense block and dragging it round. And because it's translucent, it doesn't matter that I'm going over some of the flowers because you can still see them poking through. And I like that some areas there's more of the colour than others. Suits me quite nicely. So, what have you all been up to? Hubby and I were a bit late to the party. we've just watched Peaky Blinders, and we watched the whole lot. We did a major binge. We loved it. That was super. And now we finished that, and we're on to watching Bay, a UK TV show. Again, we're late to the party because so you know, I've gone too far onto that wing, so I'm going to have to just do all of it now to marry it up. Here we go. I think that's going to work quite nicely. It's taken some of that white away, hasn't it? And just want to run the same around this torn edge. Just for the little areas that stick out behind our pixie. Do you know what, actually? I'm now wondering, because I thought that looked a little bit... Sorry, I put the paintbrush in my mouth. A little bit on the busy side. I might actually take those two arms off. I'm going to take these two arms off. And it's damp now, so it's probably not going to tear very nicely. Oh, not bad. I'm going to take those two arms off and just run that paint. Where's it gone? Up that edge. That's it. Might as well go all the way around now, actually, mightn't we? Sorry, that's my old phone. I think it's rebelling because I'm playing with the new one. It's like, but I served you so well for so long. Yeah, and then you went skits on me. So now you've been relegated. Serves you right. You should have been better behaved. Look at me talking to it like it's a naughty child. There we go. So we've got some of this running all the way around the edge. And all over my fingers, but never mind. That's better, I think. So if we bring this in, this is now going to glue down that side. We can get a little bit more colour across that top because that was originally covered. A little bit more along this bottom. Right, that's going to glue down on there. That's added that nice colour. That's much better, look, because now it doesn't look crowded in the way that it did. I wasn't at all happy with that. That's much better. And then we're going to take one of these butterflies, but I'm afraid it's not having all those fancy bits on it, so it's just going to be a butterfly. And I want to try and stick it on the end of one of her wings. That's my plan. And then I'm going to set this to upload because, as I say, I'm actually recording live for today, which is something I never do. I'm going to pop off, do some housework, and then when it's uploaded I will get some of the videos for later in the week done. Just want to... Oh, it's too big really to sit on her wing. Maybe we'll pop it underneath Should we? Not quite sure now. Do we need to move her across a bit? Right, let's get this stuck down and then we'll know where we're going, won't we? So we're going to stick this piece down first of all. And then, oh, where was that? I've got some of that handmade paper in green somewhere. I should have looked for that before I came on camera, shouldn't I? Because I knew this was green tones. Right, so that's our edge. Because this is the red pack, but I've got a green somewhere. I suppose we'd better not really go off looking for that, had we? Does she sit like that? No, get rid of it, Claire. Stop. Just stop. Can I very quickly, so I don't like bore you to death, find that green paper? Don't want to be disappeared for too long. Oh, would you look at that? There it is. Ta-da! So, I'm wondering if we bring in this one. A, it's lovely, it's got the fibres in it. B, it's quite dark, but it's also, no, is it too dark? Don't know whether we should use this one that's see-through. Oh, decisions. Right, let's have a little think. So we could use this one, which is see-through, and it would knock back some of that busyness. Or we could use this one that you're not going to see through. Right, okay, let's take off about 1.5 inches if we can of this one, like so, and then we could make that as like a borderline to the pattern and bring this paper in, and that just lifts it a little bit. Or do we want a wider piece of this one, say there, which will sit like that, and you can sort of see through it, but it does create a division, doesn't it? What do we think? I think this is very samey, so it sort of blends into it. Normally, I would really want to have a contrast, but I'm wondering if I want it to just blend today. One last check. Yeah, we want it to blend. So we're going to give ourselves another torn edge, because obviously we don't want straight edges. Oh, I'll have to tear it by hand because it's not tearing through the ruler, but of course that does give us a much more random tear. Oops. Like that. And then she needs to come more that way, Claire, because she needs to be mainly on it with this. Yeah, I do like it like that. And then where did our butterfly go? He's got lost in our adding of extra stuff. And then the butterfly, oh, sit up. Do you know what? I don't like it. It's just not right. Right, okay. This and no butterfly. The decision has been made. If I use my decoupage medium, that's going to become almost translucent. So we're going to do ourselves, and I don't mind that there's colour in this paintbrush. That doesn't really bother me at all. I'm going to turn that over like that. And we're going to paint it down so that we can see through it. Look. But it might feel to some like the waste of a layer, but to me it's just added that extra dimension, and that's why the dark was wrong, because the dark was going to be a definite border, whereas that has just, look, it's just broken it down a little bit. Yeah, I love it. I do need something on her. I'm going to have to go and look for smaller butterflies, aren't I? I wonder if the answer, just trying to wash some of that glue out of my brush. I wonder if the answer is actually to cut this butterfly smaller. Let's have a look at that. Is it because it's too big and I don't like the dark brown edge? Is that what it is? Can we trim it like that? Is it then going to work? We're about to find out. See, and this is what I'm always saying to you about, there is nothing wrong with making the digital your own. You do not have to use it the way it was drawn or designed. Once it's in your possession, it's your creative tool to do with what you will. So oh yeah, now it sits on that wing. Okay, so I'm going to pick that up very gently. I'm going to run glue all the way around the edge here. A little bit through the middle. We're going to pop her down just about there. There we go. And then this butterfly, but then I will lose that leaf. Do you know, I still think putting this butterfly on is not a good idea. It's funny, isn't it? So flip it over, trim off that extra paper, bash her flat. Oh, I think she looks lovely. Right, now we're going to go for Believe. Right. Move up there. We're going to have Believe. In. So we can have Believe In. We might have to actually take the in off, put the in somewhere else, and then we're going to have Magic. Don't need the word the. Yeah, we'll have the in underneath. There we go. So, because it's all got colour, I'm quite happy for there to be basically white background to the lettering. I'm just going to find a green. Here we go. This is Crushed Olive. And I'm just going to run this over the edge in the same way that I did the paint earlier. Believe. And then we've got in. Magic. Off. Okay. So that's there. Put a lid on the ink. Bring back my glue. And we have got Believe. In. Magic. And then, as I said to you earlier, if you bring back your book, which is now, you know, problem free because we didn't get glue and ink and everything all over here, and we can just pop our page back in where it's supposed to be, and you'll never know it was taken out. There you go. So this is the Amanda Scrimping Mummy mixed media page. I think this is week 7. I might be wrong. As always, a huge thank you for you coming along and spending time with me today. I hope you found some joy and inspiration. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Ta-ta for now.